Hello and welcome to the Doctorate Program in Ethical Leadership at the University of St. Thomas. My name is Ray Garcia and I'm a professor in and director of the program. And the purpose of this brief video is I normally do this face-to-face, but given the situation that we're all in and we're doing things virtually, I felt it was important for at least for me to communicate with you early on as you're entering the program and entering this fantastic journey that I believe that you will thoroughly enjoy and will transform you as a leader either currently or in the future. I am not good with scripts, so I just have a list of things that I need to go over with you. And I do want to tell you that that what I'm about to talk with you about is the academic side, what you can anticipate from coming into the program. Maria Younger will send you some of the operational side of the tips on that, and I think she calls it 11 easy steps. And so I'm hoping that along with this video, you get the 11 easy steps. And basically, we want to orient you, we want to heartfelt welcome you to this one-of-a-kind program. We've had tremendous success. You are becoming cohort number 5. You'll be known as C5. And basically, I believe we had like 66 applicants for this particular cohort, and I think we've accepted 45 at this stage of the game. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time in your life. It's an exciting time for us. And I do want to say at the offset that we are a face-to-face program. And so the first thing that you're going to see in the summer is everything is going to be virtual. We call it virtual learning. But we have taken very precautions and looked at various platforms. And the whole idea was, how can we be consistent with you and have a standardized type of a platform so that you avoid the hassles of Professor 1 is using, let's say, Skype, Professor 2 is using Zoom, Professor 3 is using Blackboard. And so we try to avoid that. And I'll be talking about the platform that we're going to be utilizing this summer only to communicate and to carry on our work in this fantastic program. I want to start with, the whole idea of the program features. I think a lot of you attended an informational session, and as part of it, I think some of them I did, some of them Maria Younger did, and other individuals. But the whole idea is that we're a very unique type of a program in that we looked at the other traditional type of programs, and there are some features that I want to bring to your attention that probably you've read about, but I want you to hear it from me with regard to what is it that makes us distinct. What is it that, we have this enormous amount of applicants coming into our program. And probably the first thing that we look at, or the first element that I'll bring to your attention, is both the ethical leadership part of the program that intrigues individuals and makes us marketable, and undergirding that is a very potent social justice theme. And those two elements combined make for an outstanding, what we believe is an outstanding program. So a lot of it, the uniqueness of our program, the type of a program that we have, we don't find it, or you're not going to see it in other programs here in the Gulf Coast area. One of the most salient features that we have is that our manuscript, recall that this is a 3-year program, accelerated program. Year 1 and 2 are pretty much your content and your methods courses, and year 3 is primarily your dissertation and what we call your residency years. And so it's really years 1 and 2 that you work closely with us, and then year 3 you go off on your own to venture off and finish and continue developing your dissertation. What makes us unique? Perhaps the most salient part, the most unique portion of our program is that you start on your research trajectory day number 1. And that's unique to us in that most traditional programs, you take the coursework for 3-4 years and then you start the program. You start the dissertation and you wonder like, okay, so where am I with this? I went through a traditional program at the University of Houston, and when we were building this program, we wanted to distinguish ourselves from other institutions. And so we then embedded the whole idea of start your research trajectory early on in the program so that as you progress through the coursework, you're going to see how your research, your manuscript then is snowballing, and it's, you begin to see it transforming into an authentic manuscript for your research. Day one, like I said, what happens in day number one, the first day that you come into class, is you've probably, even before that, you've already mapped out your research topic of sorts with a few professors, and you did it probably virtually. And that is a very powerful and precise way for us to do it, because it gives you an idea coming in what direction you're heading. You're heading north and not south, or you're heading northeast and not southwest. Whatever it is, it gives you an opportunity to clearly say, this is what I want to talk about. Now, a lot of you, you're not locked into the topic. A lot of you will change as you're making these readings, as you're going through the coursework. And so, give yourself that kind of latitude, give yourself that kind of freedom to do that. So the manuscript, what you're going to hear with regard to your research trajectory, is in the summer, this coming summer, your 3 courses that you'll be taking, you're going to hear this term, this acronym called MLR, and that is a mini lit review. And you're probably going to get tired of hearing about MLRs, but that is the way. It's a 10-page paper, by the way. And that 10-page paper has a rubric where you, as a student, know exactly where you stand on the various components of the MLR. Now, the beauty of this is that all 3 courses during the summer that you're going to take during the summer have the common assignment of the MLR. So in other words, you are not giving another research paper to do in one course. Another course, demands or assigns you a different type of a paper. The MLR is the common assignment among all 3 courses. And that MLR, to begin with, I think to alleviate some of your anxiety, is a 10-page paper. Now, a lot of that's going to happen later on. You're going to know the details of all of that, what it looks like and all that, and you'll see the rubric in your syllabi. But the idea that we start you early on with your research trajectory, and it starts with a 10-page paper, is an important and salient point for us in the program, because that is our way of assisting the student in heading in a certain research trajectory with that. We have another element of our program is we have an enormous and very potent support system for our students. And that is characterized by, basically, you are assigned after the first semester, you're assigned an academic advisor. And this advisor is the individual that's going to work with you, the professor that's going to be working with you and assisting you in the development of your MLR. Now, the whole idea is that these individuals give you what I call line-by-line scrutiny of your work. So you will begin to see how your paper is evolving, and you're getting constant feedback from your professors, and particularly from your academic advisors. So 2 things that I've talked about thus far that make us, or the unique features of our program. One is the whole idea of the MLR, or the research trajectory. Your manuscript is embedded into your coursework, and the other one is the support system that is provided to you and for you. A little bit about how classes are delivered in our program. We are not a stand and deliver type of a model, and by that I mean it's not a professor standing for 3 hours straight talking and you're taking copious notes and then somehow you regurgitate those via a test or something. We are not like that at all. What we utilize is transformational learning theory. And basically what it is, that at this level, when we look at a terminal degree like a doctorate program, you're coming to us with a vast experience base. And we utilize that experience base in that we break you down as a cohort into think tanks. And there's going to be like 4 or 5 of you, maybe sometimes 6 of you per think tank, and highly diverse, from backgrounds to gender to ethnicity, you name it. And these think tanks are very carefully put together to give you the richness of these discussions. Now, back to transformational learning theory is the way we deliver instruction, the way your professors deliver instruction is we will look at a phenomena happening in education, happening in society, anything dealing with ethical leadership and social justice. And we take a phenomenon and we present it to you And then the rich discussions are being had among the think tanks. We find that that is a very potent way of looking at intellectual discourse, because we learn a lot from our colleagues, and because your think tanks and your cohorts are highly diverse, you're going to see various different types of belief systems, thinking systems, you name it. You're going to see the richness of that in our program. So that's another feature that we look at. Some of the operational stuff, and you're going to see some of this in Maria Younger's 10 Easy Steps, is we provide you with all the books. The textbooks are provided for you. Now, a little bit about the textbooks. Your methods courses are the ones that will have a textbook. Your content courses are the ones that pretty much rely on refereed research articles and journals. And you'll be taught early on how to navigate the library to get these articles. And a lot of them are provided by your instructors. I know that when I taught the courses, I provided them through PDFs on Blackboard, so that a lot is provided for you in that. You don't have to worry about registering for class. Maria Younger does that for you, and Dr. Torres also. You will come to know Dr. Torres if you haven't done so already. Those two individuals are incredible staff members that work in the program and keep it running, and keep it as effective as we have it here. We utilize, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later on, but our learning management system is Blackboard, and some of you may be familiar with it, some of you may be new to you. Whichever way it is, we will provide you with extensive type of training of how to navigate this learning management system called Blackboard. And then later on, we'll talk about this whole Google platform. But primarily what I have outlined for you are those outstanding features of our program. One little subtlety about our program is what I call student voice. And I'm adamant about this as a director of the program, in that students have a voice in the program. Students in doctorate programs should have a voice in deciding things about the program. Now, a little bit about student voice. What I'm interested in student voice is your insights as to this particular course seems to be a little off sequence. It doesn't really fit coherently. Those are the kind of insights when I say student voice. It is not a gripe session like, I don't like my assignment because it was too long, too short. That's something that you have to deal with your instructor. What I'm interested in student voice as a director of the program is, what are your insights with regard to how do we improve the program? I am deep into continuous improvement of the program. So the way student voice is manifested here in our doctorate program is we have what's called mid-semester evaluations. And that is, in the middle of a semester, you're going to be asked, I think, 3 or 4 open-ended questions about what has been challenging in this course, etc. And you give us your insights, and it's anonymous, by the way. But I utilize those insights to make program decisions about things that have to be improved in the program, things that have to be remedied, things that have to be reinforced. So the student voice piece is extremely important for us in the program here. Another piece that I want to talk with you about is, what challenges can you anticipate in the program? What are some of the things that you can then say to yourself, and what am I getting into? I haven't been to school in a while. What can I anticipate with this? Basically, I would say to you, and this is based from experience here, is that one of your biggest challenges is going to be academic writing. And we don't come in, I certainly didn't come in as an expert into a doctorate program with academic writing. It's a different type of a genre when it comes to academic writing. It's not any kind of editorializing. It is not an essay writing. It is not literature per se. It's basically helping you see as a scientist, helping you think as a scientist, read as a scientist, and then write as a scientist. So understanding what I mean by reading is, understanding thinking as a scientist is understanding that we all have our biases, and regardless of the topic we're dealing with, is how then do we, number one, identify those biases, suspend them to the side there for a while, and then how do we make sense of the study that we're conducting so that it remains neutral. So you'll be expected then basically to present both sides of the story. Whatever it is that a very topic that you are researching is, present multiple sides to the story, and then you develop your own problem statement and research questions out of that. So academic writing and more will be talked about this later on as you go through the program here. I talked about the MLR and the rubric that is attached to that as well. I talked about the scrutiny with your academic advisor. And probably the other challenge that you're going to have is this is a doctorate program. You're paying an enormous amount of money for this doctorate. And so to me, it's our responsibility as program administrators and professors to provide you with the kind of rigor that a doctorate program calls for. The relevance part is your responsibility. You make the connections. We don't know exactly what you're involved in at work, or in your own personal lives, but the relevance part is you take a theory, you take a discussion, you take a construct, and your responsibility is how do I make that relevant to my own situation? Along with that comes that enormous amount of reading that I was talking about earlier. And the reading part is, quite frankly, is you're going to be reading academic journals. And it's only through reading academic journals that you begin to say, oh, this is what academic writing is about. And so you're able to transfer the reading skills then into your writing skills. And that is the whole purpose of having the academic writing per se. I was just putting down my puppy, by the way. Prepare yourself for the enormous reading type of responsibilities, reading assignments. And what I would say to you is to be successful with this program, what it takes is, it's nothing magical. It is time management. Manage your time appropriately. You're going to have assignments for each of the courses that you take. And what you do is you manage your time and say, for today, I need to do this, tomorrow I need to handle this. And so that way, in the way you manage your time, is going to help you be more successful and not have that constant obsession of when am I going to do this. I teach my students and say, it's good practice to early on declare a war with time. And basically that's what it's going to be for you, and that is enormous amount of time. And how do you then leverage your time that you have? Because we all understand this program was designed for working professionals. So we all understand that you have a full-time job. We understand that you have family responsibilities, and then comes this doctorate program. So how you navigate and leverage those three spheres, that is up to you as a professional, as an NSA doctorate student. So those are a little bit of the challenges that I would say to you, just early advice that be aware of and what you're going to be dealing with. A little bit about this summer, and I want to go back to the face-to-face piece. We are a face-to-face program. And the University of St. Thomas, we got a letter from the president, an email from the president a couple of days ago that we are preparing for face-to-face instruction come this fall. And so to me, is as soon as we get the okay, we will then convene as a face-to-face type of a program, and you'll get to meet your colleagues and say, oh, that's what you look like, because I've been looking at you virtually. But for this summer, however, all your coursework is going to be, due to the pandemic then, all your coursework is going to be done virtually. How are we handling this virtual thing? And that is basically, we're utilizing then what we call Google Meet. And this is the same platform that you used when you were interviewed. And I believe you got a simple link, and within that link you clicked and you were able to say, oh, I'm in the Google Meet then. And so what we're going to utilize, and this was important for me early on to make a decision as a leader for this program, is let's standardize a platform so that there are not 3 and 4 different multiple platforms that instructors are using out there. So I think, be patient with yourself, because we're just learning it ourselves as faculties. And we just had a faculty training last week on the Google Meet, and we had fun with it, because you are going to see that there's multiple things that you can do, multiple features that you can do with this particular platform. But we felt that it was important for us, as I said earlier, important that you as a student and for us as instructors, that there be one standard platform. So there will be a lot more to talk about with regard to Google Meet. You will receive the training, whatever training that you need. We have some junior faculty that are prepared for us, that are preparing for us and basically helping us in training. They will be training with you by either by think tank or one-on-one, at elbow, whatever you need to be successful in this program. You become successful in this program. So a lot more coming to you with regard to that Google Meet piece. I just want to clarify, because we talk about these technology platforms here, is we have envision, if you will, coming into this program, into the University of St. Thomas, it is Blackboard. It's a learning management system called Blackboard. That's the rich technology gate, if you will, that you come into. Within Blackboard, you're going to have links that take you into Google Meet and other different types of platforms. And so to me, it's simple, and if I can learn it, I think any of you can learn that process in there. So the virtual platform was important for you to basically at least get a little heads up as to what's going to be happening with that. And so we are very excited to have you on board. We are here to respond. You're going to find that we are a very responsive type of a program. I am sure, given the fact that you went from being an interested individual to an applicant and now to an actual student, my congratulations to you that you made it through the process. I hope that it was not too bureaucratic, but we tried to make it as streamlined as possible, and keeping that you do have other responsibilities with this in mind. We are a visionary program. We're continuously improving, and there are two visions out there that I want to plant a seed in your mind. That you can anticipate. One is what we call the GRI, the Global Reach Initiative, and this is a technology-driven type of initiative where we're connecting to the world, where we're giving opportunities for individuals globally to join us in this journey, in this doctorate program. And so, this is exciting times for us. So something for you, it's not happening, this semester, or I don't even anticipate it's happening this year, but just know that there is a vision out there that we are pretty much, engaged with, that is looking at how do we enrich our own thinking by opening it up to global students out there. The other one that I am personally very excited about is what we call the Social Justice Center. And that is because we are a program that deals with social justice. Theoretically, all our dissertations are dealing with social justice. So what we're putting together is a virtual hub that we're calling the Social Justice Center, where we catalog and categorize all your research, and we then have the ability to outreach to various constituencies. So individuals that are interested in working with immigration, homelessness, poverty, you name it, human trafficking, there is a huge venue of opportunities for you to utilize the Social Justice Center that's coming up. I would suggest to you coming this fall, and to utilize that and see how you can advance your research with that. Last piece that I want to leave you with, and that is challenging yourself. This is not going to be easy. This is going to be, I wouldn't say extremely difficult. It is doable, but it is a doctorate program. And you're going to have the expectations of a doctorate student. A lot of reading, a lot of writing, if you will. But I'm asking you, challenge yourself. You're investing in this program, you're investing in yourself, and you're here for a purpose. To me, is like you're interested in taking your career somewhere. You're interested in transforming your career, and if you're in the middle of a career, or you're just interested in just investigating different types of adventures out there. My whole idea is it's a doctorate program. We don't apologize for the rigor of the program. And we are very flexible with you. And we understand fully that, particularly right now with the pandemic, that there will be situations that call for, some flexibility. And we are here to listen to your needs. We are here to respond to your needs. And so I think that has pretty much covered for you, or for me, the things that I wanted to talk with you about. It was important to me anyway to at least reach out to you virtually, welcome you, and give you that that warm welcome into this doctorate program, giving you a little bit of what to anticipate with this. And we are here. I am here. Maria Younger's here. Dr. Torres is here. All your instructors are here to answer any questions that you may have about the program. So don't be shy in any way. If there are any things that we need to clarify for you virtually or otherwise, a telephone, an email, you name it, we are here then to serve you. And again, as a director of the program, I want to welcome you and wish you the best of luck in this program. And have a good one. I hope you are safe and well, and I will hopefully be seeing you very soon. Have a good one. Take care.